Hey guys, I thought I would pair up my Weeden No.2 right here, which was made between 1890 and 1898. It's all brass, has this assembly at the top for all the steam apparatus. It is going to be fired by this little canister right here with the wick with denatured alcohol. It has no sight glass. It's just like you can see it right there. Pretty little guy. When I first got this little No.2, it was pretty banged up, disassembled, missing some pieces. You know, I didn't have the burner. I'm using the No.3's burner. I wonder if it's actually too big for it because the firebox is a lot shorter, which is basically the difference between the No.2 and the No.3, well, other than the sight glass, is that we have a taller firebox, right? The tank is brass, but the firebox is steel or iron along with the bottom lip base and the smokestack. All three pieces that are the steel here are blued. A lot of them are actually painted. Now this guy, it was made between 1984 to 1940. I suspect this one is probably around in the 20s, maybe into the 30s. I know it's kind of really hard to judge, but I'm going by the thumb screws, right? These or knobs, or rather. So I guess there are also screws in there. But it's supposed to have like maybe Bakelite or some type of period hard rubber, right? But as you can see, they just look like hubs on a wheel, right? No tires on there. This one right here is a little melted. May not be able to see it from the far shot, but essentially, I'm pretty sure I could take this top and swap them, and they would, interchange. I mean, I don't know that for a fact. I haven't tried it, but it looks like it could, right? The No.3 added the sight glass, and in case anyone's wondering, a No.1, I don't have one of those. I would like to have one of those, but I believe it's going to be the same dimensions as this little guy, but the whole thing is going to be steel, which is probably why you don't see very many of those, because I'm sure they rusted away. All right, so let's fire up the No.2. All right, there we go. And we will bring it down a little bit, get a little bit closer. So on the front, we have throttle. Then we have the whistle, which the whistle is built into the assembly. It does have a little cap right here. This cap was actually missing when I got it, and I procured it from another whistle top that allowed me to transplant it. On the back side, let's see, we have the pressure valve with a ball. That also was missing. I got a donor for that and stuck it on there. Okay. Still heating up. Let's see. These thumb screws work pretty well, meaning I'm able to screw them in and screw them out with hardly any effort. Same with the whistle. But this guy right here is tight as a dickens. And of course, it's the one that has the broken hub that's, like razor edge over here. And it like cuts my finger every time I try to turn it. Oh, I'm hearing stuff. see, put the little, I know when I use my mic, you can't really hear the sound of the engine very well. Getting some steam. There we go. Now she's running. Now this little guy, its little wheel, the shaft is wobbed out. So if I stop it, you can see that I get a little bit of play in there. Not so good. All right, let's see if we can bring it faster. There we go. This one's pretty good. I have a feeling that the where the rod goes in for the balance wheel, if that wasn't so wobbed out, it probably would run a lot more efficiently. But the throttle, you know, it controls it pretty well. Listen to the whistle as it's burning my finger with steam. Sounds pretty good. All right, let's change engines. Go ahead and fill it up with more fuel. I can tell that I'm getting a bit of a leak on my stack here. There's a seam, and I saw a little bit of a flame coming out. I probably should try to seal that. Just put a little bit. This is denatured alcohol. Clean up my mess, put my penny on. This is just to help keep the flame from dropping or jumping over. You can't really seal this like with a completely, right? Because there's not a hole in this thing. And if you keep from air, the pressure differentials will force this alcohol, the wick, right up and spin over, right? So much fun. So let's light it. And this is the burner that came with the No.3. All right. Bring it out a little bit, bigger engine. There we go. Ooh, this little guy over here. So as you can see, we have a sight glass. This glass is actually a replacement When it came to me, it had a piece of solid, um, like plastic rod, and then they kind of trimmed it to a point, like an arrow, if you will, or pointy stick, and stuck it in there. It was fun to get it out of there. And then my sight glass I have here is 3.5 millimeter. I got that off of eBay from a nice gentleman in China. Kind of hard to come by. All right, I can hear the tank already warming up. So when I got it, this guy was loose and had like an orange RTV on it. The seal, as soon as I took this off, it broke in half. So I made new seals. I'm using black RTV. You can see on the pressure valve, you can see like a little bit of that orange, right? The seal's not orange, that's leftover RTV. Also, this right here came to me broken, and this was their solution. I'm sticking with it. That is for the, the little arm for the balance. All right. Go back around. Listen to the whistle. Let out some steam, probably. Actually, I can tell that the pressure valve already popped. Yeah. There we go. She's running. There you go. You can see that this guy runs a lot better. Assuming that the iPhone is not trying to keep it, from wiggling, it's moving side to side pretty well. This one sounds pretty good. Take it down a little bit. You can tell it has pretty good control. If I can turn the darn thing. Yeah, this guy runs like a banshee. One whistle one more time. All right. So I hope you enjoyed the demonstration of my Weeden No.2. There in the background, the brass one, fully brass, and my Weeden No.3 with a sight glass that has a steel iron blue based and a blue smokestack. Peace. See you next time.